We're at Burbage West, where we're going to be checking out Boreal's new performance climbing shoe, the Satori. The Satori is designed primarily for bouldering and sport climbing, which is exactly what we've used them for the last couple of months and exactly what we're using them for today, bouldering around at Burbage West. Now within those two disciplines, they're impressively versatile as well. Some shoes feel like they're distinctly edging shoes, other shoes feel like they're distinctly smearing shoes, whereas we'd say that the Satori can blend both. It's competent at edging, but also got enough flex to smear properly. Now this certainly isn't a stiff shoe. It's got a very, very soft midsole, which starts from around there in order to give flex right at the front. That's how you can get as much rubber to rock as you need while smearing. But the support then continues down through to the middle of the shoe, which is what gives you that stability whilst edging. It's not necessarily the best at sustained edging on vertical terrain where you need a lot of weight through your foot. For that, you may wish for a little more support than the Satori offers. But when it comes to edging and being able to push and press off of holds, particularly in overhanging terrain, it's second to none. And this is what makes it ideal for rock types like rhyolite or limestone, where you've got a lot of overhanging and edgy terrain. Now here on the Gritstone today, we have a very different set of issues. You tend to get slopier holds and more marginal footholds that require friction, and that requires as much rubber to rock as possible. And you get that partly through the toe, but also through the rubber compound featured. The Satori features Zenith Ultra 2.0, which is Boreal's stickiest compound. And this is super sticky stuff. We personally have found it to be stickier than the likes of Vibram XS Grip, which is quite a statement. Now as brands get stickier, they get softer, and sometimes the issue is that that super sticky rubber won't be able to catch on edges because it's so soft it'll creep off. But we'd still say that Boreal have had a good balance with Ultra 2.0. These two compounds provide really competitive alternatives to the super popular and kind of industry standards now, the Vibram XS Grip and XS Edge. When it comes to fit, the Satori is fairly neutral in terms of its width. It's neither narrow nor wide, it sits somewhere in the middle. But what is noticeable is the amount of volume, particularly in and around the forefoot, which is very high. And the reason for this is the way it's intended to be fitted. This is not a shoe that you should be wearing with flat toes. This is very much designed with your toes knuckled up against the end. And this is in order to get that power through the toe, which is what you want when you're performance rock climbing. The Satori also features a lot of rubber around the top of the toe, which is great when you're climbing problems like breakfast here today that requires multiple heel toes. It gives you that great additional purchase that you need in order to do most modern day boulder problems. Now were there to be a catch, there is a lot of rubber around the toe in the case of the Satori, and these definitely felt like a shoe we had to break in rather than just wear straight out the box. They are not necessarily the most comfortable initially, they're quite uncompromising, but like all good shoes, they do wear in time, and I've come to really enjoy climbing in them. At the back end of the shoe, the Satori features quite a high volume heel, which will suit some and not others. In order to keep your heel in the back of the boot, you're secured by a single large strap, and that's complemented by a smaller strap up front. Personally, that is great. The smaller strap at the front, I've failed to notice the subtlety of. It's very marginal and makes a little bit of a difference, but maybe the shoe could do without it. And when it comes to the amount of rubber on the sole, Boreal grade it according to the size. For someone of my size, it'd be around 4mm of rubber, which is by modern standards quite a lot, but that's what gives it that additional support as well. And they grade that down to nearer 3mm in smaller sizes. As a final word on fit, we've got the men's here. Boreal also produce a women's version which comes in a lower volume fit. Now, as is often the case, some men have low volume fit, some women have high volume fit. So check out what works best for you. Because as is always the case with climbing shoes, the best shoe for you is the one that fits. When it comes to sizing, I have gone down a single UK shoe size to get what I would describe as a performance fit, with my toes knuckled up against the end. If you hadn't guessed already, I've really liked the Boreal Satori. It's good at a range of different disciplines, which is something that I like, and I've been really impressed by that Zenith Ultra 2 compound, which is super sticky and really decent stuff. Were there to be a catch, it is definitely an uncompromising fit and takes a while to get used to and wear in, but once worn in, ends up being a good performance shoe.